Hello everyone, this is Aman Jaman from Tech365, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to set up VMware ESXi networking on IBM Cloud as a bare metal server for classic infrastructure. Setting up the server pretty much easy if you have a bare metal server. However, setting up the network is the complicated part in IBM Cloud. So this is the reason I'm making this video. So in order to get started, you need to order a server, then you need to have a IP subnet block, then you need to have the VPN connectivity. So the first thing you need to have in your computer, you need to have a VPN connectivity. You can get your credential from your management section, like your account section from here. I'm not showing mine. So here you'll get your VPN credentials, and they also have guide like how to connect the VPN credential. You can probably use Motion Pro VPN, and you can connect the endpoint and username and password, and your PC will be connected to your remote LAN. The other option is you can actually host a virtual server, maybe in Ubuntu. Then you can use Tailscale and expose the whole private subnet, and that way you can connect all the private IP address of that subnet. And this is how I'm been connected. So I'm using Tailscale, it's connected. So now we're gonna set up the server. So I already have the server set up. Now I also installed the VMware ESXi. So I installed it manually. So I'm gonna just go through overview, and then I'll just straightly go through the networking section. So here's the device details. So here in device section, you can see I have the private IP address and the public IP address, IPv4 and IPv6. And the private IP address, this is the first thing you need to set up in your VMware ESXi. Afterward, you're gonna set up the public IP address. So usually by default, it's not gonna have any DHCP settings. So you need to manually configure the networking once the OS is provisioned. So first, you need to go to your remote management. Then you will get the IPMI IP address. As you can see, this is the IPMI IP address, and username and password is given there. So I will just open that address using HTTPS. So I already opened it in here. You can see I already logged in. So then I'll go to the remote console, and here you can actually enable the remote console Java client, which I actually used for myself. So because of that, actually I can control right from Java client. Otherwise, you can actually use it right from here, like remote console. So since I have Java client, so I'm gonna just move my Java client. So here's the Java client. So once the OS is installed, you have to go to the network setting. So I'm gonna log in first. Actually, I already configured the network, but I'm going to do it again with the proper way. So here I'm going to go configure management network and IPv4. By default, it will be something like 000, nothing will be there. So you're going to click on static IPv4 configuration. Then you have to open the subnets. You can see there is your subnets, all of your subnets, like private subnet, public subnet, and the IPv6 subnet. So I'm going to just copy that subnet, and I'm going to open actually Volta IPv4 calculator. So this way it would be easier for you to calculate what would be your CIDR, subnet, mask, and other things like gateway and usable IP ranges. So as you can see, this is the subnet mask, and if I click on that subnet, you can see I can see the list of provisioned devices on that subnet. So you can see this is the one I got for the ESXi, and the gateway is 193. So I'm going to basically configure that. So let's go to the section. Okay, here we're gonna copy, we're gonna put the IP address, which is 10.38.84. I think that is 201. Then the subnet mask we got is 192. I mean 255.255.255.192. So 255.255.255.192. And the gateway address, you can grab the gateway address from here. So that's the gateway address. I already put it there. So I'm going to just enter. Okay. And for the IPv6 settings, you're going to click disable. I pick the disable. It says restart required. So it's going to ask for restart required. And DNS configuration, you can put a host name in your here. So in case I just put a dummy name in here. And for DNS address, I use Cloudflare DNS address. And once that is done, you're gonna press ESC and it's gonna ask you to restart. So I already restarted the process because if I restart it now, it's gonna take probably 5 or 6 minutes. So the next part is now this is configured. So we're gonna open this IP address and try to log in our VMware ESXi host. So I already opened the IP address because it's gonna take good amount of time. Sometimes if you like to visit for first time, it's going to take around a minute or two to log in. I mean, get this interface ready. As you can see, I just refreshed. It's actually taking time. So let's wait. So it's loaded. Just logging. Let's give it some time to load properly. Okay, so it's loaded. Now let's go to the networking section. Let's go to the port group and virtual switch. We're gonna create a virtual switch. Let's give its name vSwitch. There's already 0, so we're gonna create 1. Switch 1. And let's give an uplink 1, which is fine. And afterward, we're gonna go to the VM kernel NIC. Here, as you can see, we have management network with the VMK0. So this is a private management network. So let's actually rename it from port group. Let's just say give its name management network and private. So it will be much easier to understand. Okay, so let's copy and let's go to a VM kernel NIC again and add new NIC. And then in port group, we're gonna create a new port group actually. So this time we're gonna give it called public. Then we're gonna change the switch to vSwitch 1, and also okay, you're not gonna select a new port group. Here we're gonna click. The IP version is IPv4, as you see, and the settings for IPv4 is static. Then we're gonna put our IP address. So we got our IP address from here. This is our range of IP address. So we're gonna calculate it first. So what's our CAD range and other things. So it's gonna be subnet mask could be 240. Okay, and let's get our IP address. So we got 242. Okay, we're gonna just copy that one. Then in the address section, we're gonna put this, and that's our subnet mask. So 240. Okay, this is 255.255.255.240. I think I haven't put dot. Okay. and TCP/IP stack default, okay, and I can give it name to management because that's the IP address only for management purposes. So I'm going to give it the management name. Create. So I can see the public IP address there now. No, it's not, connection is not established yet. So I'm going to check other things. Oh, we need to tell the VMware ESXi that it should route internet through this IP address. So we need to actually SSH, and then we can actually tell that routing table should be this one. So let's go host and enable the SSH. Enabled SSH. Okay, we have SSH enabled, so we're gonna connect SSH. SSH root 10.38.84.201. Okay, we are inside the VMware ESXi SSH. Now we're gonna type some command to enable the internet on that VMware ESXi. So let's enlarge it first. Okay. Now first we're gonna check route configuration. So ESXCFG minus route. Then we can type list. So this one is, as you can see, default gateway is still using the private IP address. So this is what we actually need to change. So we're gonna type first that you're gonna connect SSH first, then you're gonna just type ESXCFG minus route, and then you're gonna put your gateway IP address in here. So this one, and once this is done, that's it. And for the private IP address, as you can see, I added this one. So this one. So this is actually up to you. So you can actually set your actual IP range, but in case I added 8 class, so it's actually pretty much everything inside that network range. So you can actually put your own IP range in here. So this is all up to you. So I just deleted the one, and let's try to edit to the one. So that's the IP range. Maybe I can try to add that. Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. So yeah, let's stick with whatever I have added before. So that's how it's been working. So let's keep it this way. So that's it. I think afterward you can set up your other things like maybe pfSense, and you can give the IP address, and you can configure the rest other things by normal way. So if this video helps you, I expect you have like on this video, and thanks for watching.